Hello everybody, my name is Cindy Merida and I'm going to talk about the soundtrack that we have to listen for our English class. So first of all, this soundtrack was about um, a man whose name is Albert Park, and he is from the UNEPAC, and this is an organization that is caring about the environment situation of our world. So this soundtrack was specific about the topic desertification. And what is this? Well, as he said in his soundtrack, it is when the soil is converted on an arid soil, and obviously it doesn't happen from one day to another. It takes a lot of years to have this soil to be converted on an arid soil. So why is this important for us? Well, as agronomists, we have to care about this because where the plants grow, well, in the soil, so we really need it. And this is important not only for agronomists, it is important also for all the population in the world, because we need soils for producing our food and then to have what to eat. So this is very relevant for us. So first of all, we need to know what are the causes of the desertification. There are two principal causes of desertification. The first one is the poor weather conditions. And from what comes the poor weather conditions? They come from the climate change. And why? Because we cause a lot of pollution, and then we are causing these bad weather situations that nowadays it rains when it doesn't have to rain, and it is dry when it doesn't have to be dry, and the periods of time when rains and gets dry are longer than in the past. So we as humans, we are making our world collapsing. And the second one is the poor land management. It is about education. If people doesn't know how to work on a good side with their land, they are going to be doing bad practices on their land, and that will cause a huge damage to our soils. So the first bad land management is the deforestation. Why? We want to have paper, we want to have wood and other products that the forests give us, and we are not managing it in a good way. We are just throwing out all trees, but we are not planting more of them. And if we are losing that natural cover that the soil has, and we don't put more cover that we are taking out, the soil is going to get dry, the soil is going to get arid because it doesn't have any protection. The second one is the overgrazing. And what is this about? It is about that we are not having a rotation in our crops. So we are using bad our land because we are extracting the same nutrients all the time. And it is not about just only seeding. It is about having, for example, cattle that it compacts the soil, and then if the soil is compact, there is no way that we can irrigate that soil because we are breaking of the natural structure of that soil. So we have to have a combined system where we can have crops, then cattle, and the crops we have to make a very specific cycle of what crops we are going to use in each time. For example, we can have a deep root crop one time, and then a lower root grow plant. Sorry. And now this is a problem that is happening all around the world. most of all in countries in Africa, also in Asia, Latin, and North America too. So as you can see, the problem is not that far away from us. We are living this in our country, and it is sad to listen that because we live in countries that are known because they are very productive, and the soil characteristic of our countries, or for example Guatemala, are very good. We have land that is very productive, but we are not using it in a good way. But there is not all lost, there is a hope, and the hope is to make changes. So the first change is that we have to plant young trees. You have to remember that if you deforestate, you need to keep that protecting to the soil, so you need to plant young trees. So we are stopping that that bad using of the soil. The second one is to have crop rotation. As I said, it is very important to educate people and teach them what is to have a good cropping rotation. What crop should I use in one weather, then what crop I can use in other, and what are the families, for example, that I need to use each time of the year about our crops. And the last one is to improve new irrigation systems. Water is also important, so we need to find some ways to keep it and use it in a most productive way. And finally, as he says, if you're interested in having more information, you can visit the UNEP web, where they have a lot of plans about taking care of the soil, so you can get more information and you can make a change in the way you're using your soil. Thank you for watching the video.